Hello everyone. My name is Rudy. I'm here to talk about a very interesting issue or topic today. If this is the first time watching one of my videos, welcome, welcome to my page, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome to just my video in general. I talk about like very serious issues sometimes, and I talk about very light issues. Today, this is going to be one of the lighter issues. I have my little outline and everything, but this is something that I've been wanting to talk about for like a while now, and I don't think it applies to most people. I mean, this specifically, like how I will delve into it, but it does apply to the general population. And I'm going to give my perspective on it in terms of like what I've experienced, of course, and I've seen and I've witnessed, and I'm going to see if other people agree with me or not. So, without further ado, I hope you're all doing well during the COVID lockdown, by the way. I hope you're all staying safe, remaining safe, and you have like everything that you need in order to stay at home and to stay 6 feet apart from people and to continue socially bonding, continue socially interacting with everyone around you because this is a time where everyone needs each other, and this is the time also where everyone thinks they don't need each other. And so that's my little spiel here for the COVID-19 lockdown, but hopefully you're all right. Um, the topic today is going to be dating in the modern era, as according to the LGBT community. I know, I know it's not like a fun topic to talk about, like for some people. For the LGBT community, maybe for them it's like a little bit more interesting, but in my opinion, I think that these types of issues can be generalized to the degree of um, this is what all of us in the modern era are going through. This is what affects all of us in the modern era, and so I think that these 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 are going to be some interesting points to talk about, and that um, we'll just get into it and see what you guys think about that. And so, first of all, is how it is. What is dating in the modern era actually like? As someone who has only been here on Earth for about 20 years, no, for about 20 some years, I can only say what I've experienced firsthand in the 20 some years and what I've experienced in the modern era and in the 90s and in the 2000s and in the late 2000 and in the 2010s. What I've noticed, and I guess the 2020s, what I've noticed personally is that people are okay. So we're very much distanced from traditionalism nowadays. Traditionalism being things like arranged marriages, traditionalism being things like runaway brides, traditionalism. I mean, I don't know if you want to include that in the whole scope of like this is a normal thing that people do every day, but I mean, runaway brides were very much something that happened in the past, and um, that just doesn't happen anymore. That doesn't happen anymore, and not that I'm one that is in favor of that type of stuff, but I feel that I mean I'm already getting into the second topic here, but I feel that that type of like reunion and that type of from what I hear from my relatives and from the older generations, that type of like experience and reunion and linking up to people. Imagine if you will, a world where men and women are treated equally. And no, this was before equality, I think. This was before like modern day equality, and so I'm a paleo libertarian, meaning that I get my ideals from Christianity and libertarianism. So you can imagine what like my beliefs are going to be regarding all of this, and so I'm just here to say that uh, in the past we have been less egalitarian than we currently are, at least from the perspective of uh, modern day individuals. So not that all of this, again, not that all of this is normal or that it should be normal or that whatever, at least to us, but I'm rambling. I'm rambling, but um, my point here is that there are different methods. There have been different methods that people have met each other, that people have married each other, that people have been single even. And so the modern day dating in modern day era, it consists of people just going on the internet, finding like a date or a hookup, a time to hook up, and I think it's very very inconvenient in the long run, obviously. But um, I I mean, what do I actually think about that is that we've gone astray. We've gone astray, and I mean, you can you can look at like all the rates of divorce. You can look at all the rates of like celebrity unions and celebrity everything. God bless Charlize Theron for just one of these random celebrities that has decided to not get married based on like the whole gay marriage and debacle, the whole gay marriage topic. She actually declared that she wouldn't get married with her like male um, spouse with her male partner if her gay friends didn't get married first. And so I thought that was really interesting, and it was really brave and considerate of her, considering that nowadays everyone just takes marriage for granted, especially celebrities. So, but in general, celebrities are not going to be people to look up to. They're going to be people that have like 5-second marriages, and everyone in this whole darn earth looks up to celebrities, whether we like it or not. I mean, as much as I dislike the whole idea behind people getting millions of dollars for like doing nothing, despite the fact that I dislike the whole idea of what are they called? Celebrity socialites that just socialize and they get money and they just spread opinions like weird and false and completely like irrelevant opinions and they get money. Despite all that, I still am gonna look up to some people. I'm still gonna look up to celebrities for like my opinion, how to form my opinion and stuff like that. Um, Unfortunately, that's just how it is. That's how it is nowadays. Before, I'm pretty sure we had celebrities in the form of kings. I'm pretty sure we had celebrities in the form of like, I mean, the Bible was written for a reason in the sense, in the way that it was written. So, um, you know what I mean here. So we're always gonna have like a type of celebrity, and we're always gonna have a type of people that are like the worst case scenario for marriage and singlehood and proposals and stuff like that. But nowadays, have we gone beyond the scope of normal? Have we gone beyond the scope of what we consider to be uh what's the word? Just acceptable? I don't know. It's that's anyone's call here, but to me, if dating in the modern era wondering has people wondering whether whether they were born in the wrong like era, whether um, it's traditionalism should be, brought back, should be revitalized, revitalized, should be brought back, whether their current issues facing society is selfishness, shallowness, superficiality. I mean, that's my next topic. How it is nowadays in the modern era is everything is connected to the internet. Everything is fast. Everything is nowadays is super just convenient for people. They don't really. I don't think they actually love each other. I don't think people when they get together. I mean, yeah, you have those couples that like have been together for like 20 years, 40 years, 60 years. Some of these including LGBT people. Um, what what does that say about us as a society when it's only a rare, like a glimmer, not a glimmer. It's only like a rare chunk of people that actually get together and stay together for so long. I mean, how many of us are bastards? How many of us have like parents that haven't married? How many of us don't believe in like the Bible anymore? Not to say like we should we should like stone people to death and again and etc. But how many of us, excuse me, have just completely been unbothered to check ourselves when it comes to singleness or singlehood? Many people are happy being single. Many people nowadays are just okay with their just being a what's it called, friends with benefits. Many people are okay with their just being a friend that has been friend zoned. I mean, you have all these terms, you have all these specific terms still for people that are not in the range of marriage, that are not in the range of singlehood, that they're somewhere in between. And I'm just here to say, I'm I'm an observer. I'm an observer to all this, and as someone who has been proposed for, I mean, someone who has never actually been in a relationship. I've never actually been in a long term, like lasting more than 1 or 2 months relationship. I haven't. Uh, this is hurtful. Sorry. This is hurtful. This is a hurtful society uh, that just their values their property, values their I mean, of course you should value yourself more than anything. I think I think society might be just wiggling into a situation where we're getting comfortable with the fact that women and men are equal. And this is reflected in the way that LGBT couples nowadays are linking up or are partnering. Why? Because even in the LGBT community, there is um, mismatches. There are mismatches. That is my second point. That dating in the modern era for LGBT people is selfish. There's selfishness, there's shallowness, there's superficiality. And I'm not a conservative Christian. I'm not conservative. I have conservative values ish, but at the same time, um, I don't I don't believe in. I mean, I'm paleo libertarian, but I don't believe in like huge traditionalism, and I don't believe that it guides everything in your life. So this is coming from someone that is, I consider myself to be highly objective, and this is someone that has seen just. I mean, granted, I've only been on relationships based on the internet, and word of mouth hasn't really. Mm, I mean, I did date one person, I did date one guy who was from my college, and there was a lot of people at my university that wanted to go out with me that I just denied, and that was all my fault. It was my fault for not taking people up when I should have. But there's just so much superficiality and shallowness. Even stereotypically, there's a lot of shallowness in the LGBT community, or I should say in the LGB community, not so much in the transgender community. Um, I don't know why I'm talking about them, but um, there's selfishness. There's selfishness. Maybe I'm confusing that for self value, like high. Sorry, my roommates are asleep right now, and I don't know if I'm talking too loud, but maybe I'm confusing selfishness with like extreme um appreciation of the self. Maybe I'm just misconstruing this entire movement of dating in the modern era and how it's super uh these are hard words to come up with on the spot, by the way, if you're like doing a video. And anyway, I wanted to make a comparison with arranged marriages. I took a course once, and I know this is going to sound very nerdy, but according to that course, um, people were happier in arranged marriages. People were like, I mean, how would you do that for LGBT people? I don't know. Like, apparently in India, they're so progressive in some areas that they're actually doing that to guys and to maybe to girls too. But um, in arranged marriages, you focus on personalities. You focus on people that you think are the best fit for someone else. I remember my sister one time, she wanted me to not hook up, but she wanted me to get with one of her friends. And I just thought, like, why does she want me to, why does she want me to get with someone that is clearly not my type? Someone that is clearly not such and such, that is clearly not so and so. And I started thinking about that for a while, and I was kind of like, no, that's not for me. But now in the with the lens of arranged marriages as something that is still going on in the world, something that um happens and is successful, more successful than I think than you going out and dating for yourself. Um not to like normalize and not to, sorry, I keep having to. It's every 15 minutes, I think. No, every 5 minutes. Okay, I'll have to fix that on my computer. But not to say that people can't make wise decisions when it comes to dating. Not to say that people can't, um, that arranged marriages, especially if they're forced, should be done to everyone in like royal families and like royal type of like caste systems or whatever. But um, it's an option. It's an available option that the West has just completely dropped. And based on what I've heard my my ancestors say, like my grandma, I mean, they talk about a bygone era. They talk about a bygone era where they used to be like a lot of my family members were stolen. They were like stolen from like I I'm trying to think right now if the Native American in me, like, because we don't know if it's like 100% fact, but if she was stolen, or I think she did it on her own free will, on her own volition. Um, but I can think of two cases in my family where people were stolen from their marriage situation. Um, their like arranged marriage or whatever. Sorry, it's like 2 a.m. here, and I just got up. Um, and what do you think about that? What do you think about that when you start thinking like in the past, in the not so distant and very recent past, there were people in Mexico that were being stolen. There were women in Mexico that were being stolen, and that were being married, and that were actually okay. Like, I mean, you talk to these people, and you talk to like my grandma, for example, and she's just like, yeah, I was totally happy. I was. She wasn't stolen. She was like in a not arranged, but she was in a very. I'll have to ask her, but she was in a situation where she took it out of her own um, initiative to be married with my grandpa. So um, yeah, I just think that there's a lot about. I mean, and this isn't even the only type of marriage that there is. I'm pretty sure if you Google, there's like a billion types of marriages out there. Uh, LGBT, aside. Um, yeah. So my solutions for this, I mean, this always reminds me whenever I have problems, whenever I have like a problem in a any dilemma in any situation, I always remember like there was just like Jewish, there was this Jewish company or Jewish like establishment for couples to going through like divorce and going through like stuff like that. And this always like gets to me because after a while these Jewish people, they started seeing like all these patterns, and like eventually this would lead to divorce based on all these numbers, and eventually this is going to lead to separation based on all these numbers, and they wouldn't provide solutions. And so they started providing solutions to like couples therapy, and they would actually get people together again. Because when it comes to like marriage, it should be like, I don't know if I should say should, but to me it's a holy uh get together. It's a holy union between you and the other person and with God. And so yes, that includes LGBT people. I don't know if you're out there and you're thinking, no, this doesn't apply to them because the Bible doesn't mention them. It doesn't matter. Jesus never talked about. Jesus said there's God made man. God made people into man and woman, and man and women, they should, as men and women, they are free to marry each other, and whatever God puts together, uh, let not that let not that union, you know, be. Sorry, I keep having problems with this computer. It's so annoying. Let not that separation be separated. Let not that union be separated. And so the second part of that verse, Bible verse, definitely talks about like every couple in general. And so that's my little. Those are my 2 cents on this. I wanted to talk more about it, but um, I started off kind of rambling, and because I had just gotten up, and like my brain waves were still like sleepy. But yeah, what do you guys think about like what I talked about? Are you in an arranged marriage? Are you single and you're wondering why you're single? Um, what do you guys think? Leave a comment below and be sure to subscribe, uh, like, comment, click the notification bell if you want to see the newest video added to my collection, to my videos. As always, have an awesome rest of your day. It's 2 a.m. here, so I'm going to say rest of your day and have a great, great weekend. Toodles.